Okay, eighth graders, I'm a little concerned because I know you have a big proficiency exam on Thursday. I want to make sure you have a chance to be reasonably ready for that exam. Now, one of the things that you should do for yourself, organize yourself, get out a piece of paper, walk through the events as they're listed on certain slides. You go into the slides. I'll show you a few right here on this video in just a minute. But if you go into Google Classroom and find the Revolutionary War Google Slides, you can find their number. There's almost 100 of them, lots. There are videos, there are definitions, there are questions and answers. So lots of ways that you can stick the information, review mainly the information for the upcoming proficiency exam. Now, if you are taking notes, and please write this down, I'm going to give you the numbers of specific slides that you should look at and ask yourself, if I were to make a timeline or just understand the progression of the war, shot heard around the world, all the way through into Yorktown and then the Treaty of Paris, kind of how and what are the causes and the effects that go along the way. So here are the slides. If you're writing, write them down. Slides 51, 52, and 53. Slide 59, 61. Slide 64. Slide 75 and 76. You'll see that these are each year's, and you'll see the big yellow stars that are highlighting key items, key events of the Revolutionary War. Not a lot of them, but what you see, you ought to know something about. All right, so let's see if I can scroll here through here and look at some of these slides. Well, I'm there in 79, and for those of you who may have missed a class, you don't know who John Paul Jones is. He's easy to Google, easy to look up, find a YouTube explainer video. A real interesting guy. I'm certainly the superstar hero of the Navy, and he is highly honored, even with his crypt tomb, whatever, being located at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. And this is a picture of him, but yeah, I'll keep moving. We see a star located in 1780, and so I'm kind of showing you the last parts of the war, some of the things that happened. Rochambeau with the French troops arrived in Rhode Island. The whole scandal involving John Andre and Benedict Arnold, him being a turncoat. We've got a few videos that I need to try to get right on by. Things we covered in class. Here we go. Now we're all the way to 81 with some things that are happening. Things. One of the things that we're talking about is the politics, and especially involving the Articles of Confederation. How and why were the Articles of Confederation written? Let me park myself there, and I can put this in and give you a couple of the answers. I can try anyway. It's not working too good. Here we go. Why, as you can see right here, and how you can see as well. What is a confederation? There are a few terms that we have looked at specifically on Monday. If you missed class on Monday, you were taken out early. You missed our discussion of what a confederation is. You may have missed our discussion about mutiny, what mutiny is, about our 19th discussion of sovereignty, state sovereignty, popular sovereignty, eternal sovereignty, divine sovereignty, sovereignty, having final say, that power. And we will be talking about sovereignty, who has it, who doesn't, for pretty much this entire course, all the way to May. We talked about virtuous republicanism. What does it mean to be a person of virtue? And then republicanism being represented, the idea of being, put those together, and you have the idea of being represented in government by virtuous people. And certainly a great example of that is George Washington. All right. We'll keep clicking through. A few more slides. All of these slides you can review um, in Google Slides. Some of you didn't have time to write these down in class. I'll show them to you again. But I'm just going to kind of go through here, show you things you already know about, how it ended at Yorktown, the arrival of the French fleet. There's a whole story that goes with that. There's the Yorktown slide we talked about in class and the redoubt that fell, taken by Lawrence and Alexander Hamilton. We had some cool videos that we saw. World turned upside down. The preliminary Articles of Peace in 82, followed by, of course, the big year of 83, four major items. Washington taking care of the Newburgh Conspiracy, the Treaty of Paris, where all this land is going to come to possession of the United States, and Britain is going to actually recognize the United States as its own nation. British troops will evacuate New York City, and Washington does the shock to the world because it's never really happened before, other than going back to Roman times. I think it was a fellow by the name of Cincinnati, but that's another story. Washington will resign rather than be made king. He's the most respected, but he said, no, I fought for a republic. We got it. I'm going home to Arlington. So that's the picture we had of George Washington. As you look through these slides, I would encourage you to go to slides about George Washington and why he becomes so great in war. It's all listed there for you. Who knows if we'll have class or not, but as you study and as you prepare for the proficiency exam, use all of your materials. You'll find it extremely helpful if you dare read the textbook, chapter 6. There's a nice, concise summary of all things in the big fat notebook, page 107 to 122. Reviewing these slides will bring back some memories, looking at your own notes, putting them together. That will be helpful. But you know, the most helpful thing that you'll ever do to really get your brain around so much information is to talk about it. Tell the stories, think about the story. You have to think about them to talk about them. That's why I say talk about them. Our proficiency exam is Thursday, and really hope that you are well prepared. I really want to see you guys do fantastic. Knock it out of the park on this big exam. You got this. I believe you can do it. Appreciate the 8th grade class. A lot of fun to teach. True story. You're a lot of fun to teach.